Hi there, my name is Jerry Savory of Jerry's Costume and Props, jerrycp.com on the web, and coincidentally right here on YouTube. I would like to take a brief moment of your time and do an introduction to this channel and to myself, and let you know what we're going to be up against. Alright, once again, my name is Jerry. I've been costuming and cosplaying for about 10 years, and I'll say publicly. I've been doing costuming for many years. Oh God, probably let's say mid-teenage years. Actually, maybe earlier. I've always been creative. I always like working with my hands and with various elements and whatnot. And when I was younger, oh God, probably around 8, 9 range, I built a Soundwave from G1 Transformers out of a cardboard box. Used that for Halloween. Later on in my mid-teenage years, probably 15, 16, I did Everett Draven, the Crow. And that was probably my first start to it, but I didn't really branch out from there and make it publicly till about 10 years ago when my son and I went out on Halloween, and we decided that we were going to do a joint costume. My son Cody he's 15 right now. We both enjoy the comic book movies, Marvel, DC, whatnot, and everything in between. And it seems to be something that we can relate to and enjoy together. So we've been doing costuming from that. We tried to do obscure characters, and just because everybody does all the Batman, the Superman, the Wonder Woman, the Wolverines, and stuff like that. So we tried to go with a more of a obscure obscurity of characters. We won first place in our town's costume contest, and we decided to branch forth from there. We put together a number of costumes in the last, probably about 10, 12 years now. Recently my daughter has gotten involved with the costuming. She enjoys the stage and she enjoys getting dressed up. She's actually a dancer right now. She's 9 years old, and her name is Alexis. You'll see her on here occasionally here or there. But my whole thing right now is this channel. I was told why keep such talent hidden, and I decided to put it out there to see what we got out there out here on YouTube. I'm going to be showing you the costumes I've done, and you'll be able to see anything I've been working on or will be working on from there. And I will let you know of any tips and tricks that I've learned in the trade. And hopefully I can get some guests down here so they can be involved with this. I know of quite a few people that are willing to step forth, and we'll see what happens from there, especially with this COVID time. But I'm trying not to be stuffy shirt. I'm not going to tell jokes, unless you guys want me to. I'm usually the type of person I'm behind the camera, not in front of it. So this is taking me out of my element. I'm actually currently in my workshop right now. But if you want to see something specific, let me know. I try to answer some questions. Right now I'm currently doing video to video. It will take a lot of time, and my time is absolutely valuable. So you'll see some videos with in different clothes and different days and whatnot. Probably a little bit about me. Other than this cosplay, I work as an engineer. I'm 45 years old, working as an engineer, this is my anxiety relieving activity, if you want to say. But you won't see just down this workshop. I do my sewing upstairs. I got a few projects that are going to be needing sewing shortly, I believe. And I'm hoping to get into my other, if you want to say, studio. It's where I keep my Star Wars collection. So I'll be going back and forth in a few different areas within my house and out and about. So without further ado, I'm going to sign off right now, but I hope that I've kind of informed you about what little bit I'm going to be doing here. It's a short video, but it's more instruction. You don't want to see this mug talking to you constantly, which actually I suppose you're going to be seeing it with some costumes. But anyways, I do appreciate your time, and I do look forward to having you like and share and subscribe to this channel. It would be greatly appreciated. Take care. The question I get asked a lot is what type of costumes do you build? I'll build almost anything. It just coincidentally right now we've been doing a lot of superheroes. That seems to be the avenue where my son and I actually, enjoy together. We'll sit there and we will watch Marvel movies till the cows come home. And DC movies, hey, can't forget those. Those are freaking awesome. Just today they dropped the Zack Snyder trailer, the third trailer. Holy jeez. All that stuff was on the cutting room floor? Really? So, anyways, our first costumes that we actually did was for a Halloween event here in my town. It was from the Marvel comic series Fear Itself, and it featured hammers coming down from Asgard, by the villain. It happened to be Odin's brother, and these hammers changed heroes and villains into the hammer's persona. So he had this hammer of Angrier, which came down, and the thing actually grabbed it, transformed them into this, from this orange to this black rock, almost like lava. I built that for myself, and I built the Null, which happened to be the Hulk grabbing this hammer, transforming them into this beast, Null. We went from there, and we toss up every year. We do a Marvel year, we do a DC year, and it happens to fall around like the Halloween and all that. Just because everybody in my town, or a few people in my town, I don't want to say everybody, a few people in my town actually come out and they look forward to our costumes. What's Jerry got on the table? What has he been working on? So we go through and we try to find the obscure, because everybody does Superman, everybody does Batman, everybody does a Wonder Woman. There's a lot of stuff out there that everybody does, and we're trying to stand out and be amongst the minority. My son, actually, I built a costume for my son. My son was actually Damian Wayne, Robin, and it was the closest you can get to the comic book image without being the comic book image. And I'm not saying that as me being impartial, but that has been the comment that I've received for it. So it's been this far superior costume, and I don't think I could. I want to make another costume just as popular as that one. I've also built. For my daughter, one of her first costumes was kind of amalgamation of the various Wonder Woman stuff. Being young at that point in time, I want to say she was about 6. I wasn't really fond of the whole, skimpiness. Yeah, I could put the skirt on, but it was still a little bit skimpy. So I went with jumping into the comics. There was a Wonder Woman that was had pants and a jacket, and so I want to say it was a Wonder Woman 600. Don't quote me, you know, I hate to get my mailbox full of, no, that wasn't that, but anyways, that was the year that my wife actually stepped up and she joined us for a kind of a pseudo Justice League team. My son did a Flash. I put together that costume, and you know, a little bit of background information on that one was he grew some 2 or 3 inches since I made the bodysuit, because I was making 4 costumes, so that was a heck of a year for me. And I finished up his bodysuit. He went to get into it for a try-on a few weeks before we were going to unveil him, and I mean, 3 inches. It's like, holy jeez, it's legs. You know, it's kids all legs. Anyways, but that was actually pretty good. I did a CW series Arrow costume, which I've actually worn, I want to say 2 or 3 times, doing various other events, other than this one event that we did, the 4 of us. I've been out to do ball games and whatnot in it. Unfortunately, it's dead. I won't get into it, but when I get around to talking about it, we'll rehash that. My wife also did a Green Lantern-esque. It wasn't necessarily any Green Lantern that we know of. It was a Green Lantern. She didn't want to get like really out there with a costume, so I opted to get a jacket, put a Green Lantern emblem on there, gave her green spats, green gloves, and whatnot. And that year was actually one of my greatest years. I love that year. The 4 of us doing that was absolutely great. Then we get into doing Robins. I did a Tim Drake Robin. My son, obviously Damian Wayne, like I mentioned. We came in 2nd place at Super Mega Fest with those costumes. Oh geez, and just recently, I mean, we've had quite a few costumes, but just recently, we actually did the Dark Knights from the DC Metal series, which I am a huge fan of that series. I'm almost ashamed to see that go. But I enjoyed the different versions of Batman from the various worlds. But we actually did the Batman Laughs, the Drowned, and the Red Death. And just let me quickly explain. Batman Laughs is a combination of Batman and Joker into one character, one Batman. Basically, Bruce Wayne, he unfortunately ended up killing the Joker on his world, and this Joker toxin went out, and he became this embodiment of the Joker. And that costume was that was excellent. I loved every minute of making that costume. Loved every minute of wearing that costume. All the photos that people have taken over the years, or over the past few months of that, was absolutely great. My son did the Red Death, which was a full costume build, minus the boots. Oh, I'm sorry, minus boots and gloves. And my daughter did. We'll back up. The Red Death is basically Batman and the Flash, and Batman taking the Flash's power through the Speed Force on his world. And my daughter's the Drowned, which was that world's version of Batman, but the Batman was a gender bend into a woman, which is Bryce Wayne. And somewhere along the way, Atlantis rose, or Atlantis attacked, and she went on the rampage, and unfortunately she killed that world's Aquaman, and basically that world everybody is gender bent. So that world's Aquaman was, Aquawoman was Mara. She actually ended up killing Mara, taking the trident, and became the Drowned. And that was absolutely awesome. My daughter loved being in that. It was such a great costume to actually work with. But like I said, we put together a lot of costumes. There's a lot more costumes or a lot more projects on my table. I'm talking about doing a Scarecrow, kind of based on the Arkham City video games for my son. I also have another one for my son, which is the Nightwing. And it's kind of based on the Titan series, but I'm not going in with the heavily modified costume. I kind of put my own spin on it. My daughter wanted another Wonder Woman. I opted to make the Wonder Woman 84 costume for her. I have the wings just started. I've worked on the helmet. I got to get the base. I got to get the bodysuit. Not the base suit, but the bodysuit done. I do have the pattern. I do draw a lot of my own patterns. I do all my own sewing. And I'm doing a kind of, it's a Batman, but it's my own version of Batman. Kind of, the good things about Batman. I'm going to take a little bit from here and a little bit from there and put it into this costume and go from there. I do want to finish up my White Knight Joker. I've also have been featured in some cosplay magazines, and I've been asked to do if I could put together a quick costume so I could be featured again in these magazines, I guess by popular demand. So I'll be putting together another Joker costume. You've seen my recent Joker. I think you have, not sure. But anyways, and I'm gonna do something with him in like an Arkham orange suit. So we'll go from there. But I'm also looking at doing a Justice Society of America Wildcat costume. Old grizzled, guy. Look at me, old and grizzled. But there's a lot more costumes coming. There's a lot more interaction coming, and I do look forward to having you stay with me and enjoying these videos. I hope I'm not boring you guys. I have a tendency to ramble, but I'm hoping I'm not boring you guys. I'm trying to put a few elements into these videos that gets your attention. So. All right. Well, I appreciate you. Once again, I can't talk today. I appreciate you stopping by, watching this video, and just spending this little bit of time with me. Thank you, and have a great week or weekend, depends on when you're watching this. So, take care.